Today, if you want to sit in your comfortable seated position, you can stay here. I'm going to sit in my child's pose. So sit back on my heels and reach forward with my arms, just lengthen through the spine. Go ahead and pick which position you want to start in today. Using these first few moments to bring yourself to this time and tune out any thoughts outside of you and your body. If you did choose to sit back on your glutes, go ahead and swing those feet behind you. We are all going to meet back in our tabletops. Take your time. Just like always, wrists in line with wrists in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips. We're going to start by just nodding our head. So keeping this just a neck movement. You're welcome to slowly start bringing that into a spine movement. Using those shoulders, making it into a cat-cow. Nice and slow and controlled here. Let's do one more. As you complete that last exhale, let's bring our spine back to neutral. Let's give our wrists a little bit of a break, sliding that right hand, palm facing up behind that left hand. Releasing the side of your forehead, side of your head to your mat. Optional, you can raise that left arm up for a deeper stretch through that right shoulder. Placing your left hand on the floor, let's use it to press ourselves back up. Sliding onto both hands. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, left hand palm facing up, slides behind that right arm. Gently release the side of your head to your mat. And if and when you're ready, let's raise that opposite arm. Placing that hand back down, using it to press yourself up. Let's go ahead and open those hands out a few inches and sit back into that child's pose. So our arms are reaching forward, hands are about at the ends of our mats. Feel free to release your forehead here. Keep that nice long stretch here. If this is an option for you, I want you to keep those arms extended, but raise your hands slightly off the floor and release. Slowly, controlled lifting and release. We're going to do that one more time. This time, if you want to add a pull down or flexion through the elbows, could not get my words together there. We're going to lift, bring those elbows to our sides, extend your arms, and release. Completely optional to bring those elbows to your sides. Once you've done a few, I want you to bring those hands behind you or to your sides, palms facing up. Keep that forehead relaxed in your child's pose position. So sitting back on your heels. From here, we're going to take those hands, link your fingers together behind you, and open your chest. So pull those shoulders back. Some of you may even choose to let those hands fall towards your head. Slowly bring those hands back to your bottom. Unlink your fingers. And let's shift their weight forward back into that tabletop position. If you need to give your wrists a little bit of a warm up, maybe rock your hips forward and back. Feel free to give those wrists some time to adjust. We are going to go into a bird dog. So when you're ready, let's bring those hips back to center and step back with our right toe. Holding here for a second, making sure our hips are not relying on that left side. Keeping those hips level. Raising our opposite arm or our left arm out by our ear. You can choose to stay here or maybe squeezing with the glutes, raising that foot off the floor. Think about pulling your fingertips and toes to opposite sides of the room. As you release, we're going to start with our toe, our hand, and then with our knee. Again, if you want to give the wrist a little bit of a break, you can sit back on your heels, roll out your wrists. We're going to get ready for the other side. Starting in your tabletops when you're ready. Kicking that foot behind you. Taking your right arm up by your ear, extending. And if you're ready, squeezing with the glutes to bring that foot off the floor. Core control to avoid letting that lower back cave in. Stay strong. Releasing with our toe, our hand, and then with our knee. This time we're going to lower down to the floor, elbows stay close to our body, releasing here at the bottom. Let's place those hands by our sides. Forearms are relaxed. Keeping the tops of your feet down to the floor. As you inhale, we're just going to lift and open, looking forward. Exhale, relax. You don't have to look very high. Inhale, lift. Feet are going to stay on the floor. Notice those shoulders pull back away from your ears. That's a good thing. Exhale, release. Try to engage those lower back muscles as you lift. Exhale. Let's do one more of these. And exhale. This time we're going to press ourselves into the cobra of your choice. On your inhale, whether you choose your forearms or if you want to press it up to your hands with me. We're going to wave those hips up through tabletops and push those hips back for child's pose. We're just going to be here for a second. We're going to shift back forward. This time, if we want to press onto our toes and go from a full plank as we release down from down to the floor, elbows stay close to your body, one straight line. Releasing here at the bottom, pressing up into the cobra of your choice, forearms or hands. Waving our hips through tabletop, sitting back into child's pose. I'm going to gradually add difficulty to each step. You stop where you find it's challenging for you. Inhale, shift forward. Optional, full plank. Exhale, release down to the floor. This time, if you want to press up into upward dog, so without releasing those thighs at the bottom, feel free to press up. Make sure those toes are wrapped under. As we raise those hips back up, you're either in tabletops or now you're hovering in tabletops and releasing back into child's pose. All right, you have a few options here. I want you to do those a few times on your own, going in your own flow today, so not following me. We're going to shift forward, release down, press up, and push those hips back. Go ahead and do one more at your pace, or maybe you're finishing off your last one. Meeting back into child's pose. Very good, everyone. Making you work a little bit more on this Wednesday. Once you feel like you've kind of caught your breath, slowed your heart rate, take your time here. There's no rush. We're going to shift forward into tabletops. We're going to bring those hips up and back into downward dogs. Again, you're going at your own pace today. Following our own flow. I want you to stay soft on those elbows and wrists. That just means a slight bend through the joints. Let's walk those feet forward towards our hands. Give those elbows and wrists a little bit of a break here in this forward fold. Maybe holding on to your elbows, just swinging side to side here. Optional. Placing those hands back down to the floor as you walk your feet back into your downward dog. This time we're going to raise that right leg for our three-legged dog. Hips stay square to the floor. Try not to favor one hand over the other. Inhale, we're going to shift our weight forward, tuck our knee into our chest. Exhale, kick back. I want you to do this 3 more times, but I want you to do it at your pace and following your breath. You inhale as you tuck, you exhale as you extend. As you complete that last exhale, let's bring both feet flat to the floor. Slowly walk our feet forward. Give those wrists and elbows a little bit of a break, maybe holding on to your arms and just swinging side to side. Again, optional. All right, let's place those hands back on the floor. Walk your feet back into downward dog. Doing that on the other side, so extending our left leg, three-legged dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, extend back. Again, following your own breath, your own pace here as you do 3 more. Placing that foot on the floor as you complete that last one. And walking those feet forward. This time we're going to tuck our knees into our chest and roll slowly into standing. Taking a few deep breaths here at the top. One more time. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Push those hips back. Walking those feet back in to your downward dog. We're going to add to our sequence this time. So raising that right foot back into our three-legged dog. Inhale, tuck into our chest. Exhale, extend. Opening up our hips, pointing our toe over to the opposite wall. Squaring our hips back to the floor as we extend that leg. Swinging that leg back to our chest, but this time stepping forward, starting in a runner's lunge so that we can lift into a high lunge. Arms are up, but shoulders are relaxed. Let's try to keep our weight here in the center, so try not to be front leg dominant here. Big inhale, let's step those feet together, shake it out. Big breath in. Exhale, we're going to do one more swan dive forward fold into that side, or that sequence on the other side. Exhale, release. I want you to remember that these flows or these sequences are meant to be following your pace and your breath. So by no means do you feel like you need to keep up with me, or if you're going faster, feel like you need to slow down for me. From our downward dog position, we're bringing left leg extended for a three-legged dog. Inhale, shift our weight forward. Tuck our knee into our chest. Exhale, extend. Taking that toe, pointing it over to the other wall, stacking your hips. Extending our legs as we bring those hips square to the floor. This time as we swing that leg up to our hands, we're placing it on the floor, starting in our runner's lunge so that we can lift into that high lunge. Inhale, step those feet together and shake it out. Let's take a few deep breaths. You think you can do that one more time, adding one more to that sequence, one more pose? I know you can. Inhale, breathe those arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. We are going to go through that sequence a little bit faster this time. Hands on the floor, feet step back into downward dog. Right leg extends into three-legged dog. Inhale, bring that knee into your chest, tuck your knee. Exhale, extend. Point your toe over to the opposite wall as you stack your hips. Extend that leg, square those hips back to the floor. Swing that leg up through to your hands, start in your runner's lunge so that you can lift into your high lunge. Look how fast we got here. Are you ready for your challenge? Adding to your sequence, we're gonna shift our weight onto that front leg or your right leg. So hinge at the hips here. Squeeze with the glutes. If you can, try to kick and lift into warrior two. If not, tap that toe. You can use it for support here, the bottom. Keeping those arms by your ears for support. So just like your bird dog, that core is engaged and controlled. Slowly lifting into standing and release. Shake it out. How'd we do? How'd we do? Deep breaths. Exhale your arms to your sides. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more time, rehab that sequence on the other side. And the hard part's over, team. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Again, we're gonna go through this a little bit faster. Hands on the floor, step back into your downward dog. Left leg extends, three-legged dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward, tuck your knee into your chest. Exhale, extend. Point your toe over to the opposite walls, you stack your hips. Extend your legs, square your hips back to the floor. Swinging your leg back to your hands, but this time stepping forward. Starting in your runner's lunge so that you can lift into that high lunge. Let's hinge at the hips. Keep those arms glued to your ear. Squeeze through the glutes, engage those muscles on your standing leg, and slowly lift into warrior three. Slowly lift into standing and release. Shake it out. You did it. The hard part is over. Finish with your 3 deep breaths. Meet back in swan dive forward fold. If you're wondering why I have so much energy this week, I told myself no intense exercise. I needed a week off. So that's why yoga gets to pick it up a little bit this week. I got extra energy. We're gonna hop or step back into your plank. Hold here for a breath or two. Gently release those knees to your mat, and let's release into child's pose. One hand at a time, let's slide your hands to your sides. Use them to press yourself up. And let's scoot those feet out in front of us onto our glutes. Hugging our knees into our chest. Let's just do a few rolls here. Bring yourself back up. Just rolling out our backs. On your last roll, go ahead and stay here at the bottom and bring those feet flat to the floor. Hugging one knee into our chest as we slide our opposite foot out in front of us. Let's go ahead and reach for the outside of that knee, bringing it across our body, allowing our hips to release and our arm to open out to the side. Very slowly bringing that knee back to center, rolling onto both hips. This time our hips stay pressed to the floor as we allow our knee to open out to the side here. So this time I don't want your opposite hip to follow. Bringing that leg back to center. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Start with your knee hugged in and extend your opposite leg. Reaching for the outside of that knee. With your opposite arm, go ahead and allow your hip to release as you cross over, opening your arm out to the side. Let's bring that knee back to center, roll onto both hips. Keep those hips pressed onto the floor as you open that knee out to the side. Slowly bringing that knee back to center, placing your foot on the floor and sliding your heel out in front of you. Let's bring those hands to either side of your body, palms facing up. Relaxing your eyes if they are not already. Just continuing to use this time for yourself. Tune out any negative thoughts, any thoughts outside of your body in this moment. start to exaggerate our breath. Taking your time to add movement into your body. Bringing those arms overhead, lengthen. Slide your feet flat to the floor and choose one side to roll over to. Take as much time as you need to open your eyes. And when you're ready, slowly press yourself back into a comfortable seated position. Finishing with our deep breaths. Inhale, arms go overhead. Exhale, arms to your sides. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, we bring those hands into prayer. Exhaling our hands to heart. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everyone, and I will see you all next week. If you tried to go to yoga with Christy on Friday and it was me, it'll be her this Friday. So try again. Have a great weekend, everyone.